Imagine a land frozen in time, where modernity tiptoes cautiously through streets so empty they feel like a dream. A place where the cost of living is shockingly low, yet the borders remain an impenetrable fortress for most outsiders. Here, traffic flows not by the chaos of honking horns, but under the graceful command of impeccably dressed traffic police, moving with a precision that feels almost choreographed. This is a nation where tradition isn't just preserved, it defines existence, from towering monuments to the very fabric of daily life. Yet, beneath the beauty and discipline lies a reality shaped by some of the world's most unyielding and unusual laws. Welcome to North Korea, the most secretive, mysterious, and tightly controlled country on Earth. Join us as we pull back the curtain on a world few have seen, exploring the hidden rhythms of life in a place that defies the ordinary. This is today's travel documentary. North Korea, a secretive nation shrouded in mystery, lies in East Asia on the Korean peninsula. It covers about 120,540 square kilometers. This isolated land is bordered by China and Russia to the north and South Korea to the south, with the vast Yellow Sea and the Sea of Japan guarding its western and eastern shores. Enclosed by vast waters, yet untouched by the waves, North Koreans live in a world where the sea is more of a boundary than an escape. While the rest of the globe surges forward in hyperconnectivity, this nation remains sealed in its own reality. Google iPhone Starbucks? Mere whispers of a distant, unreachable universe. North Korea's climate swings between extremes: icy, brutal winters and sweltering, humid summers. This harsh weather takes a toll, making life tough for farmers and leading to frequent food shortages. Long, bitter cold spells freeze the land, while heavy summer rains can trigger floods, washing away precious crops. With around 26 million people, most North Koreans live in the lowlands and river valleys, where farming is possible. Pyongyang, the grand yet tightly controlled capital, is home to the country's elite. But not just anyone can live there. Residency is a privilege, granted only to the most loyal and trusted citizens. The government carefully selects who gets to stay, ensuring that Pyongyang remains a showcase of the nation's best, at least on the surface. For the rest, life unfolds in the countryside or factory towns, far from the towering monuments and carefully curated streets of the capital. North Korea is a land where language, time, and even maps tell a different story. While its people are ethnically Korean and speak Korean, their language has evolved in isolation for over 70 years, making their words and accents almost foreign to modern South Koreans. Yet North Koreans firmly believe in one unified Korea. While the rest of the world sees two separate nations, every school map in North Korea shows a single country with Pyongyang as its rightful capital. But stepping into North Korea means stepping into a different timeline. Here, the year isn't 2025. Instead, the country follows the Jewish calendar, which begins with the birth of Kim Il-sung, the nation's founding leader. By this system, North Korea is entering the year 114. It's a place where the past, present, and future weave together in a way that defies the outside world's perception, making it unlike anywhere else on Earth. North Korea's story begins with Kim Il-sung, the nation's founding leader, who is more than just a historical figure. He is a godlike presence. His face watches over every street, school, and home, his legacy shaping every aspect of life. The country doesn't just remember him, it worships him with his ideology, Juche, dictating how North Koreans live, work, and think. Most visitors arrive at Pyongyang, the country's grand yet eerily controlled capital. This city, carefully curated for appearances, is home to North Korea's elite and government workers. While it boasts massive monuments, wide boulevards, and towering buildings, many lack something surprising: elevators. Instead, people climb endless flights of stairs, a daily struggle in high-rise apartments. With limited private vehicles, most North Koreans travel by foot or packed public transport. The streets, though unusually wide, are mostly empty, with only government or military vehicles passing through. Unlike most Asian cities, motorcycles are a rare sight, banned for ordinary citizens. However, the streets remain impeccably clean, not because of advanced sanitation but due to strict laws and forced public cleaning efforts. Pyongyang presents a carefully controlled vision of North Korea, a place where everything looks orderly, but beneath the surface, life is far from simple. Beneath the grand streets of Pyongyang lies one of the deepest subway systems in the world, plunging 110 meters underground. So deep it doubles as a nuclear bunker. The Pyongyang Metro is a world of its own, with chandeliers, mosaics, and propaganda murals glorifying the leadership. Unlike subways elsewhere, this one has only 2 lines, and foreigners are usually shown just a few stations. The escalators stretch endlessly into the depths, creating an eerie, time-frozen atmosphere. For many North Koreans, this isn't just transport. It's a carefully controlled experience, a daily journey through history, ideology, and the ever-present gaze of the regime. In North Korea, the internet as we know it doesn't exist. Instead, a closed-off intranet called Pyongyang offers only government-approved content. No Google, no YouTube, no social media, just a handful of state-controlled websites. Information is a privilege, tightly monitored, ensuring citizens remain in a carefully crafted bubble of reality. In North Korea, how a woman dresses is not just fashion, it's politics. Traditional hanboks are worn on special occasions, while daily attire is modest and conservative. Pants were once banned for women but are now allowed, though skirts and blouses remain common. Many women wear 2 badges, one with Kim Il-sung's face, the other with both Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. These badges symbolize loyalty and must be worn at all times. North Korean women live under strict expectations. Many work in factories, farms, or government jobs, but they also handle household duties. Despite hardships, beauty standards remain high. Pale skin, neat hairstyles, and proper posture are essential. Plastic surgery is rare, but women take pride in looking their best, often using state-approved cosmetics. One of the most striking sights in North Korea is the elite female traffic police. These women, chosen for their youth, beauty, and discipline, are meticulously selected from military backgrounds. They wear sharp, blue uniforms with white gloves, caps, and boots, standing rigid yet gracefully in the middle of near-empty streets. Their job is more than directing traffic. It's a symbol of order and control, a carefully curated image for both citizens and foreign visitors. In a country where every aspect of life is controlled, even the way women dress, look, and move is dictated by the state, a mix of tradition, discipline, and quiet resilience in a world frozen in time. In North Korea, military uniforms are everywhere, not just a symbol of defense, but of the country's entire identity. With the world's 4th largest army, nearly every man spends years in service. Military duty is mandatory, with men serving up to 10 years and women around 7 years. Soldiers aren't just fighters, they build roads, farms, and factories shaping the nation. This intense militarization keeps people disciplined, controlled, and loyal to the regime. In Pyongyang, seeing groups of young men in uniform isn't unusual. It's a daily reminder that in North Korea, the military isn't just a job, it's a way of life. In North Korea, the streets are surprisingly empty of cars, especially considering its 26 million population. This is due to a combination of economic restrictions and government control. Importing cars is expensive, and the country doesn't rely heavily on foreign trade, which means cars are rarely imported. The government tightly controls the supply of vehicles, and most people simply can't afford them. Only the elite and high-ranking officials have access to private cars, while ordinary citizens rely on public transport or bicycles. The government's focus on self-reliance means that the country produces its own vehicles, but the selection is limited. North Koreans primarily drive domestic brands, with Kim Jong-il's famous Mercedes-Benz being an exception for the leaders. In fact, the leaders of North Korea have the privilege to drive any car they desire, a reflection of their elevated status. These vehicles are often imported from friendly countries or customized for the leader's personal use. The scarcity of cars on the streets contributes to the country's carefully curated image of order and discipline, while also reinforcing the government's tight grip on the population. It's a world where even something as simple as driving a car is a privilege reserved for the few, and the rest must adapt to a more controlled and limited reality. Kim Jong-un is rumored to have an impressive collection of luxury cars, showcasing a rare selection of some of the most expensive vehicles in the world. Yet, despite these extravagant possessions, North Korea operates on a centrally planned economy, a rare system still in place today. Here, the government controls everything, from production and distribution to consumption. While people in the West can easily order products from Amazon, North Koreans rely on government plans to receive goods, and owning something as simple as a can of Coca-Cola is a rare luxury. In this unique economic system, 3 essential services, housing, healthcare, and education, are free. People don't pay for utilities either, and their wages are mostly spent on food and clothing. This makes North Korea one of the few economies in the world that doesn't collect taxes. So, how does this affect the cost of living? Living in North Korea is much cheaper than in the United States. The average monthly cost is around $1,597, 32% lower than in the U.S. Housing is even more affordable, with a 45 square meters furnished studio costing about 900,000 N. Corey. Utilities are also cheaper, with heating and electricity for a two-person apartment costing about 120,000 N. Corey per month. While public transportation is inexpensive, gym memberships and dental care are hard to estimate because of the country's controlled economy. Despite the lower cost of living, the restricted economy and lack of access to financial data make it tough to make an exact comparison.